The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. When Jesus saw the vast crowd, his heart was moved with pity for them, for they were like sheep without a shepherd. He began to teach them many things. By now it was already late, and his disciples approached him and said, "This is a deserted place, and it is already very late. Dismiss them, so that they can go to the surrounding farms and villages and buy themselves something to eat." He said to them in reply, "Give them some food yourselves." But they said to him, "Are we to buy 200 days' wages worth of food and give it to them to eat?" He asked them, "How many loaves do you have? Go and see." And when they had found out, they said, 5 loaves and 2 fish. So he gave orders to have them sit down in groups on the green grass. The people took their places in rows by hundreds and by 50s. Then taking the 5 loaves and the 2 fish and looking up to heaven, he said the blessing, broke the loaves, and gave them to his disciples to set before the people. He also divided the 2 fish among them all. They all ate and were satisfied. And they picked up 12 wicker baskets full of fragments, and what was left of the fish. Those who ate of the loaves were 5,000 men. The Gospel of the Lord. So today is the feast of St. John Newman, or St. John Neumann. Oftentimes he's confused with St. John Henry Cardinal Newman, for whom the Newman Center is named at Wabash and different colleges. St. John Neumann was the bishop of Philadelphia in the 1800s. Kind of a great example in American history of the Catholic Church. We really grew a lot in the 1800s in the United States. There was quite a bit of anti-Catholic prejudice in the beginning of the United States history. And St. John Neumann is one of the major players that helped Catholicism expand in the United States. He was definitely a worker. He died when he was only 49 years old of a heart attack. Basically worked himself to death. He was very instrumental in establishing many Catholic schools in the United States at a time where, again, because of anti-Catholic prejudice, oftentimes Catholics were not treated very well in the public school systems. And so there was a great investment in Catholic schools. He was also great at ministering to immigrants. He learned 12 languages during his time as bishop, so that he could minister to all the different Catholic immigrants in the United States. So a great example of ministry on his part. I believe he's also an incorruptible, but I'm not sure about that. Today I just wanted to give a brief reflection on the gospel today. Something I was struck by when I was praying this morning, reading this gospel, is just the superabundance of Christ's grace. The fact that he could take just 5 loaves and 2 fish and feed 5,000 people, and not only that, but there would be 12 baskets full. Whatever his disciples were able to bring to him, he was able to produce fruits 100-fold. It's a great spiritual lesson for us. One of the things I love about the Mass is we bring forth bread and wine on the altar, and in return, we receive eternity, we receive immortality, we receive the God of the universe after just bringing some bread and some wine. It's a great spiritual principle for all of us, that the meagerest of gifts that we can bring of ourselves, God can transform it 100-fold. Now, in our church, obviously, many people are leaving the church. Our church is struggling. And so perhaps that is a warning to us that many Catholics, we aren't truly bringing ourselves before God, allowing ourselves to be transformed. But those of us who make that commitment, that decision, giving ourselves entirely to God, we can trust that he will produce tremendous fruit with even the meagerest of gifts that we have.